This is Chris Videos. Like, subscribe to CW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. It'll be down there in the description box, and I'm here to do my WWE Monday Night Raw, February 6, 2023 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. Now we kick off the show with the Rated R Superstar Edge and the Glamazon Beth Phoenix. They come out. Edge was talking about how he's the king of returns at this point. Fans starts chatting, "You still got it." He said, "I never lost it." And yeah, that's what he was saying. But then he says, "We already know why we're out here, and it's because we got the issue with the Judgment Day." And he starts talking about the Judgment Day and everything, talking about how he was the one that built the Judgment Day. It's his issue now. And then he said that they kicked him out eventually, and Finn Balor starts taking the lead and everything. So yeah, he says that it's something he built, and now he gets to destroy it pretty much. That's what he was saying, but then he calls out the Judgment Day. So yeah, we see Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio, the Judgment Day, make it their way out there. Rhea Ripley was not with them, but we get to hear why and everything. So yeah, Dominic said that Rhea Ripley's not there because she's doing promotional work for WrestleMania for her match against Charlotte Flair. So yeah, that's what she said and everything. That's what he said and everything. And Finn Balor starts talking crap to Edge, and Damian Priest was talking about how he's going to be in the United States Championship Elimination Chamber and win the title there and everything. And Edge starts laying in some roast with all three of them. And then Beth Phoenix says, "How about this? At Elimination Chamber, Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley." Finn Balor looks at Dominic and says, "Do you think Mommy will accept?" And he says, "Yeah, she does accept." And they said, "All right, well, we're going to see if y'all can make it there to Elimination Chamber." So yeah, that's what Finn Balor said. And then all three of them gets on the ring apron. They get into the ring. All of them starts brawling and stuff. Beth Phoenix handling Dominic. Edge trying to handle Damian and Finn. We see Angelo Dawkins run out there making the save, taking out Damian Priest, knocking him over the top rope. Edge hits a spear onto Finn Balor. Dominic was trying to run away until Montez Ford was behind him. He grabs Dominic, throws him back into the ring. Dominic looking all scared, and then Beth Phoenix grabs him, hitting the glam slam onto him, laying him out. So yeah, that's what happened. Pretty good segment. And yeah, at Elimination Chamber, we got Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor in a mixed tag team match. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening at Elimination Chamber. But yep, that's what happened there. And up next, we're going to be seeing Angelo Dawkins versus Damian Priest in the United States Championship Elimination Chamber qualifying match. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was the first match of the night. It was Angelo Dawkins versus Damian Priest, one-on-one in the United States Championship Elimination Chamber qualifying match. That's what this match is about. And yeah, during the commercial break, apparently Adam Pearce and them had come out and tell everybody to leave ringside at Montez Ford and the Judgment Day and all that. So yeah, they had to leave ringside for this match. So it was just a one-on-one match between Damian Priest and Angelo Dawkins. And it was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. They're going outside the ring and everything. A few times it looked like Damian Priest was going to win. It looks like Angelo Dawkins was going to win a few times. At one point, we see Angelo Dawkins taking out Damian Priest. He climbs up the top turnbuckle, hits a swanton bomb onto Priest, pins him 1-2. Damian Priest barely kicking out at 2. Both of them laying in some rights and stuff. Priest takes out Angelo Dawkins, and then he grabs him by the throat, hitting that sit-out chokeslam south of the heaven onto Angelo Dawkins and pins him for the 1-2-3. So yeah, Damian Priest defeated Angelo Dawkins tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. So yeah, Damian Priest now qualifies into the United States Championship Elimination Chamber match. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match. I'll give that match 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. Really good match between Damian Priest and Angelo Dawkins. But yeah, that's what happened right there. And but yeah, after the match ended, we see the United States champion Austin Theory coming pulling up to the arena. So yeah, we'll see him on Raw later on tonight. But yeah, later on tonight we got Montez Ford versus Elias one-on-one in the United States Championship Elimination Chamber qualifying match. So yeah, that match will be happening later on tonight on Monday Night Raw, and another Elimination Chamber qualifying match for the women later on tonight. I think it's Candice LeRae versus Carmella versus Piper Niven versus Mia Yim in a Fatal 4-Way match, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that match is still to come later on tonight as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, it was a one-on-one match. But before I talk about that match, they did showed a nice video package with Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn's feud starting and everything like that. So yeah, it was a pretty cool video package. You can check it out if you haven't yet. But then they showed what happened backstage. Adam Pearce was talking to Maxine Dupree and Mason Mansoor, the Maximum Male Models, and apparently they signed a contract, and now they are on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, they are superstars on Raw. And then Chelsea Green interrupts, and Chelsea Green says, "Are you the manager of this establishment?" And Adam Pearce was like, "We went through this last week." And Chelsea Green was talking about how she would report him to WWE headquarters if she can't be in the qualifying matches for the Elimination Chamber matches. So yeah, that's what she was saying and all that stuff, running her mouth. But then we get to the next match. It was Baron Corbin with JBL at ringside versus Dexter Loomis with Johnny Gargano in a one-on-one match. So yeah, Dexter Loomis versus Baron Corbin. It was an okay match. It was going back and forth and everything. At one point, we see Dexter Loomis locking on that sleeper hold or whatever, that submission hold onto Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin runs him into the corner, beating him down, breaking up the submission, and then pretty much Dexter Loomis hits that the side effect onto him, pretty much Matt Hardy's move in a way, onto Baron Corbin and pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Dexter Loomis defeated Baron Corbin tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. So yeah, Dexter Loomis won that match. So I'll give that match I'll give it 2 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was an okay match. That's why I'll give the match. And then after that, we see Byron Saxton interviewing Becky Lynch backstage, and Becky Lynch was talking about how Bayley made it personal tonight, bringing up her family and everything, and she got one trump card with her and all that, and she's going to see if she wants to play it out or not. But yeah, that's what she said. She says that she'll be seeing Bayley in the steel cage match later on tonight. So yeah, in the main event, Becky Lynch versus Bayley one-on-one in a steel cage match tonight on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, that match is still to come later on tonight on Raw. But up next, we're going to be seeing Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, he'll be on Raw up next. So yeah, see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was the next segment of the night. It was Brock Lesnar. So yeah, Brock Lesnar makes his way down to the ring, and he gets a few things to talk about. Now he's talking about how he was so mad that the Royal Rumble sucked because Bobby Lashley eliminated him and everything. So he said the Rumble sucked. So yeah, that's what he was saying. But then he says that he got something for Bobby Lashley. Since he had Bobby Lashley on his mind and everything for every week and everything like that, and talking about Bobby Who and all that stuff, and he says that he got a contract, a multi-million-dollar contract, and he says that he wants Bobby Lashley to come out and sign the contract for a match with him at Elimination Chamber. So yeah, that's what Brock Lesnar said. But then Bobby Lashley makes his way out there, and he comes out, starts talking about how he was the one that beat Brock Lesnar the first time in the first match, and then the second match, Brock Lesnar beat him, and then the third encounter, which was in the Royal Rumble match, he eliminated Brock Lesnar, and he says he don't see no point or anything like that, and he goes like, "See, Bobby Who's now in your head, huh, now, Brock?" And Lashley turns around, about to walk away with the contract. Brock Lesnar grabs him, turns him around, lifts him up on his shoulders, and hits the F5 onto Bobby Lashley, laying him out. Fans are chanting one more time. He lifts up Lashley again and hits a second F5 onto Bobby Lashley, laying him out and laid the contract on his chest. So yeah, that's what Brock Lesnar did, laid out Bobby Lashley after calling him out. Pretty good segment. So yeah, it looks like we ain't going to get that match at WrestleMania. We'll be getting it at Elimination Chamber. So I'm kind of wondering if they're going to still continue to feud to WrestleMania, but like a stipulation at it, or if they're going to be new feuds. I don't know. We're going to have to see. This is going to be pretty interesting. But yeah, it looks like the match going forward is going to be at Elimination Chamber instead. So yeah, pretty good stuff right there. But then after that, we see Candice LeRae backstage. Johnny Gargano and Dexter Loomis comes up. We see Nikki Cross in the background watching them. And Johnny Gargano was like, "Look, Candace Dexter drew you a picture for whenever you get that victory later on tonight. And she was like, oh wow. And then she sees the picture that Dexter drew, and in the background in the picture you see Nikki Cross, and he goes like, oh, is this Nikki Cross? And he looks towards her, and then Candice LeRae spots Nikki Cross, starts walking towards her, but she starts running, laughing and stuff. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty weird stuff. But up next we're going to be seeing a fatal 4-way match. Carmella versus versus Piper Niven versus Candice LeRae versus Mia Yim in a fatal 4-way elimination chamber qualifying match up next on Raw. So yeah, that match will be happening up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a fatal 4-way match. It was Candice LeRae versus Mia Yim versus Piper Niven versus Carmella in a fatal 4-way elimination chamber qualifying match. So yeah, that's what this match is about. It's the last spot in the women's elimination chamber match. Now, it was a pretty good match. It was all going back and forth and everything. At one point, we see Candice LeRae pretty much hit a moonsault off the second rope onto Piper Niven. Pins her 1, 2, Mia Yim breaks at the pin at 2. Candice looking pretty much confused why she thinks that Mia Yim broke at the pin, even though it was a fatal 4-way match. But then Piper Niven pushes Candice LeRae into Mia Yim, knocking her out the ring and everything. And then we see Candice LeRae fighting back and everything, and Candice LeRae and Carmella manage to knock Piper Niven out the ring. Carmella try to roll up Candice LeRae for the 3 count, but Candice LeRae barely kicking out too. Carmella managed to knock Candice LeRae in the corner, making her sit down and everything in the corner. Piper Niven was trying to attack Carmella, but Carmella moves out the way, and Piper Niven hits the cannonball onto Candice LeRae, and then Carmella hits a super kick onto Piper Niven, knocking her out the ring, drags Candice LeRae in the middle of the ring, pinning her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Carmella defeated Candice LeRae, Piper Niven, and Mia Yim tonight in the Fatal 4-Way match. So yeah, she qualifies into the Women's Elimination Chamber match at Elimination Chamber. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening. Pretty good match. I give that match 3 stars. That's why I'll give it. Pretty good Fatal 4-Way match. But yeah, Carmella's first match back, and she has qualified into the Women's Elimination Chamber match. By the way, she gets like a new theme song, a remix from her first one and her second one theme song. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see JBL backstage, and Baron Corbin walks up to him, talking about, let's go get drinks. And JBL was like, no, I don't want to get drinks. I'm main eventing WrestleMania. I've been trying to teach you this and this and this, but you keep on losing. You're nothing but a loser. Get away from me. So yeah, it looks like JBL and Baron Corbin pretty much broke up as a team, I guess. So yeah, that's what happened there as well. Pretty good stuff, I guess. But yep, that's what happened there. And yeah, up next we're going to be seeing Alpha Academy versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin up next in a tag team match. So yeah, that match will be happening up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next time happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, now before I talk about the next tag team match, there was an incident backstage where we see Piper Niven coming up, pushing Candice LeRae, telling her it's all her fault that, that she ain't going to Elimination Chamber, winning that to go to WrestleMania and all that. And then Mia Yim pops up in between them and says, what are you going to do, Piper Niven? And Piper Niven was like, well, you better be lucky that I'm in a good mood right now and I'm not going to do something. So yeah, that's what happened there. Then we get to the tag team match. It was Chad Gable and Otis, Alpha Academy versus Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander with MVP at ringside in a tag team match. It was a pretty good tag team match. It was going back and forth and everything. Chad Gable and Cedric doing really good in this match. At one point, we see Shelton Benjamin hit a Samoan drop onto Otis, taking him out. Chad Gable hits a knee to the back onto Shelton Benjamin, taking him out of the ring through the second rope. And then Chad Gable takes out Cedric, climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumps off with a moonsault. Cedric moves out the way. Chad Gable lands on his feet. And then Chad Gable tries to hit a clothesline onto Cedric. Cedric ducks it and lifts him up, hitting the lumbar check onto him, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander defeated Alpha Academy tonight in a tag team match. That's what happened. Really good tag team match. For that match, I'll give it 2 stars. That's what I'll give it. But yep, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see The Miz talking about Rick Boogs, and Rick Boogs come up talking about, well, you got a problem with me or whatever, and then they started talking, and The Miz was talking junk about Adam Pearce for throwing him into a match that he wasn't prepared for. Adam Pearce overheard it, and then Pearce was like, how about this, y'all got a match next week, and Miz was like, oh, crap, and Rick Boogs was like, I'm Boogs up. So yeah, that's what happened there, and then Chelsea Green comes up and talking about, hey, manager, did you find me an opponent? And he says, yeah. And Chelsea Green was like, good, I'm going down to the ring. So yeah, next we're going to be seeing Chelsea Green in action up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a one-on-one match. It was Chelsea Green versus Asuka one-on-one. Now, this is Chelsea Green's mystery opponent. So yeah, right before the match even started, Asuka got into the ring. She's wearing the whole face paint and everything. But then she spots Raquel Rodriguez at ringside, and then Chelsea Green starts attacking Asuka right when the bell rung and stuff, beating her down and everything. And then we see Liv Morgan, Natalya, Nikki Cross, and Carmella coming up at ringside as well. Chelsea Green was taking control of the first half of the match, and then she looks at Nikki Cross, which pretty much just ruined her chances right there of winning the match. And she looks at Nikki Cross, talking about, I'll show you crazy, and then turns around and starts getting beat down by Asuka, getting laid out by some back fists from Asuka and roundhouse kicks and stuff. Asuka hits a German suplex and another big kick upside the head, and then locks on the armbar, pretty much a submission hold, making Chelsea Green tap out. So yeah, Asuka defeated Chelsea Green tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. For that match, I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. Asuka winning was pretty good. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see the WWE Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, make her way out onto the stage, and she says that she sees 6 top-tier competitors here on Raw, and she says that she is prepared for whoever wins that match at Elimination Chamber and go on to WrestleMania and face her, because she'll be at her best by then. So yeah, that's what Bianca Belair said. It was an okay promo from Bianca, so yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, like I said, for that match between Asuka and Chelsea Green, I'll give it 1.5 stars. But next, we're going to be seeing Cody Rhodes on Monday Night Raw next. So yeah, he'll be on Raw next, and still to come later on tonight in the main event, it'll be Becky Lynch versus Bayley in a steel cage match. So yeah, the main event is still happening later on tonight. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a pretty good segment. So we had Cody Rhodes. He makes his way down to the ring, and he starts talking about how Roman Reigns will be taking on Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber, and we'll see if Sami Zayn will be the one that he'll be facing at WrestleMania and all that. But then he gets interrupted by Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman comes on now, and pretty much they start cutting really good promos about each other and stuff. Really good one. Now, I would just say this much. You got to go check it out. Like, you really got to go check it out if you want to go see this, because it was really, really good. So what happened was Cody Rhodes said he's going to be talking a little bit personal, pull the curtain back a little bit, and talk about his dad. So he said the year was 2000, and him and his family was broke. You know, they only had like $100 to their name. Dusty Rhodes was doing local car commercials so you could keep a car and all that stuff. And he says that hard times was like an understatement at that point. So yeah, that's what he was saying up until Paul Heyman contacted him, talking about how ECW was going to be in town, and that they want to have Steve Corino cut a promo on Dusty Rhodes, but they want Dusty Rhodes to be there and all that, and he'll make sure that he gets paid well. So yeah, that's what he said, and then he said that his dad went ahead and done it, and Paul Heyman kept his word, paying him well in advance and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what he was saying, and almost had Paul Heyman in tears and everything. It was just really good. And then Paul Heyman was like, well, if we're pulling the curtain back a little bit, might as well jerk that. So yeah, and then he starts talking a little bit personal, talking about it's not about me, it's not about your dad, it's about you, Cody Rhodes. And I want to tell you that, you know, that your dad, that down the street is the Performance Center, and that your dad didn't really, like, personally train you or anything. And he starts talking about how he prepped and trained the names of Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Kevin Owens, and the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. And he says that he never prepped or trained you, Cody Rhodes, and that's what's going to be the issue is that Roman Reigns, it's a son that he has never had, and that Roman Reigns will go into WrestleMania and beat you and retain the titles at WrestleMania. So yeah, that's what he was saying. And then Cody Rhodes starts telling Mr. Heyman, we all due respect, but it's not going to happen because I'm going to be walking out for WrestleMania with the titles. So yeah, that's what Cody Rhodes was saying. It was just a passionate promo. Like, you got to go check it out. Really good segment between Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman. But I'll say best segment already. We have even seen overall, and it was the best segment in my opinion. So yeah, that's what I got to say about that. But yeah, up next we're going to be seeing Montez Ford versus Elias one-on-one. Up next in the Elimination Chamber qualifying match. So yeah, that match will be happening up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, it was a one-on-one match. It was Montez Ford versus Elias one-on-one in the United States Championship Elimination Chamber qualifying match. So yeah, that's what this match was all about. And yeah, this is the match of whoever will be the last person in this Elimination Chamber match. And we had the United States Champion Austin Theory on commentary for this match. And it was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth between Montez and Elias. At one point, we see like Elias hit like a backward suplex on the Montez Ford on the steel steps and everything. But then at the ending of this match, Elias was outside the ring. Montez Ford jumps over the top rope with a front flip onto Elias, taking him out, grabs him, throws him back into the ring, climbs up the top turnbuckle and jumps off with the frog splash onto Elias and pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Montez Ford defeated Elias tonight in the qualifying match for tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. So yeah, Montez Ford qualifies into the United States Championship Elimination Chamber match, and he's the last person now. So yeah, the Elimination Chamber match is now full with all the guys and the women and everything. So yeah, for that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good match. And then after the match ended, we see Austin Theory climb up on top of the announce table, holding the championship up high while Montez Ford is staring at him. And then we see Seth Rollins coming up, sweeping his feet from underneath him, knocking him off the announce table. And then Rollins sees Theory getting back up, and Rollins hits the curb stomp onto Austin Theory, laying him out. And then he starts going around dancing and stuff. So yeah, that's what happened. Pretty good stuff, though. Like I said, for that match, after the match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. But yeah, then we see Bayley getting ready backstage with Dakota Kai and Io Sky. So yeah, that's what's going on back there. But yeah, up next will be the main event, Bayley versus Becky Lynch, one-on-one in a steel cage match. So yeah, that match will be happening up next on Raw. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was the main event. It was Becky Lynch versus Bayley one-on-one in a steel cage match. Now, Bayley had the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Dakota Kai and Io Sky, Damage Control at ringside for this match. It was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. Becky Lynch beating down Bayley, and they was doing a bunch of spots. But then at one point, we see him on the top rope, and Bayley hit the Bayley to belly onto Becky Lynch off the top rope onto her, pins her 1, 2, Becky Lynch barely kicking out at 2. And then Bayley decides to climb up the steel cage, and she's about to get out the steel cage, but then Becky Lynch climbs up there. Both of them's going at it and stuff. Bayley looked like she was about to knock Becky Lynch off, but Becky Lynch stayed up there trying to lock on to disarm her on top of the steel cage. But then Bayley fought out of it and fell off the steel cage back into the ring. And then we see Io Sky climbing up the steel cage. She gets up there going at it with Becky Lynch, and then Becky Lynch got knocked off the steel cage, like fell off pretty much somewhat back into the ring. And then all of a sudden, Io Sky was up there, and then we see Dakota Kai passed over the crutch to Bayley, and Bayley used it on Becky Lynch. But then we see Lita coming down. Lita's theme song plays. She comes down. Io Sky was trying to climb down the steel cage, but then Lita grabs her and pulls off the steel cage onto the ground. She grabs the crutch from Dakota Kai and runs her into the steel steps. And then we see Lita use the crutch onto Io Sky, and then hits the twist of fate onto Io Sky outside the ring. Bayley was trying to escape the cage through the door, but Lita grabs the door and slams it right into her face. And then Bayley walks into the manhandle slam from Becky Lynch, getting pinned for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Becky Lynch defeated Bayley tonight on Monday Night Raw in the steel cage. That's what happened. for that match. I'll give it 4 stars. That's why I'll give it. Really good steel cage match, and then with Lita returning and all that. That's why I'll give it. Pretty good stuff. That's what happened there. Pretty good match. But yeah, Becky Lynch and Lita standing tall at the end of the show. But for tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, I'll give it 7.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a pretty good episode somewhat. So yeah, that's why I'll give the show definitely for the main event and segment of the night. Cody Rhodes and Paul Heyman. That segment was really good. Go check that out if you haven't yet. But yeah, that's been my Monday Night Raw reviews. Like, subscribe. Subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris. And subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. That will be down there in the description box. And I'll see you guys later for this Wednesday's AEW Dynamite reviews and this Friday's Friday Night SmackDown reviews. See you guys later. Until then.